Okay, Coach, let's go back to Tuesday. Played Arlington Baptist. What was it like for you and the team to have your first home game of the season?
I thought we played really well Tuesday for our first home game. Guys are really excited, especially our new guys. First taste inside the Janelle Center Stevens Arena. So really excited to get going. I mean, obviously early part of the season right now, but was proud of the way we played Tuesday, and I thought our energy was really good. Thought our effort was amazing. I mean, we dove on the floor like crazy. I've had a lot of people comment on that over the course of the past week, which is great to see because that's the kind of intensity and effort that we want to see out of our group.
Your initial reaction from Saturday's game?
A very tough road loss. I said last week UTPB is a very good basketball team. It's frustrating us. We've lost 2 games by a total of 4 points now. So we're right there, 2 one-possession games now for us. But hats off to Permian Basin. I thought they played really well and took us out of our stuff. I didn't think we were as aggressive as we should have been, especially in the first half, and I didn't, think we shared the ball like we have. We had 2 assists at halftime. So it's something that we got to get cleaned up in a hurry. I think that's natural when you have so many new guys. Is you get in a close game and everybody wants to be the hero, and you really got to trust each other in those moments. And I hope that's something that we figure out over the course of this season, sooner than later. Sooner than later, we need to find it.
You basically answered my next question already. What needs the most fixing? Where have you seen the most improvement over the first few weeks?
We've been hit or miss on assists. And so that's kind of a team chemistry thing that we're still trying to build consistency out of. When we have high assist games, we're scoring it at a very high clip. Our shooting percentage has been very good this year from 3 and from the field, but it's because we're taking good shots, and we take good shots when they're assisted. We tend to take harder shots when we try to do it by ourselves. So that's a big area that we got to keep cleaning up. And then rebounding. Rebounding's been a concern of ours from the start of the season. We're not as big as we have been in the past. That doesn't mean we can't block out and be physical. And so, that just is a lot of pressure for us at a lot of spots. It's not just on our forwards. We need our guards to get in there and mix it up and get some rebounds as well. But we were down like 23-9 at halftime on Saturday in the rebounding battle. We're just not going to win a lot of basketball games doing that, especially on the road. And so, rebounding is something that it's had our attention all year, especially this early portion of it. We just got to get better at it in a hurry.
I'm convinced you can read my mind. You touched on my next question as well. So far you've been out-rebounded in 3 of the 4 games, but you've also outscored two of your opponents in the paint as well. So talk about your team's size, your depth, and what you like seeing down low.
And I think it's all of us. It's not just our kids that are interior kids. I think our guards are doing a good job of getting paint touches and getting to the rim. I think that's what's helped our paint scoring. Shamar, Blessing, DJ Freeman, and DeMons Woods have done an incredible job holding the fort down inside. I think that speaks volumes of our depth. We can go 10 deep with this team right now. Our thing is just figuring out what lineups go well together. That's been the challenging thing. There's some guys that have played really well together, and there's some lineups that haven't played as well. We had a span on Saturday. We were mixed up pretty good, and we went 7 or 8 straight possessions where we either turned it over or took a very one-sided shot. And we went from being up to being down in that span against UTPB. And it's understanding runs and understanding how we can, do better no matter who's on the floor with each other. And part of that's on me too. I got to do a better job putting us in position to be successful as well. But, we're figuring it out in a hurry. 10 new guys, obviously, only 4 back. That's not an excuse. That's a reality for us right now. And we got to get it figured out as a basketball team to find some wins moving forward.
On the opposite end, in each of the last 3 games, you've had more steals than your opponent. So talk about your defense and how vital this is going forward.
I'm not happy with it. I can tell you that right now. That's just me as a coach. I do think we're doing some really nice things defensively. Our pressure has been really good, which has caused some of those steals. Caden Evans has been, one of those guys that's been a catalyst for us off the ball as far as generating some of those steals. But it's not a shock. I mean, he's led the nation, at D2 in steals. And he had another 4 on Saturday for us. For us, it's been our paint presence defensively, though. We're not doing a great job of stopping the other team from getting layups and doing some things on drives. Penetration's been really hard for us this early part of the year, and that's guarding our own, and that's our second line of defense as well. And it's understanding that we got to get better. We have gotten better over the course of 4 games as far as closing the paint. It's just continually getting better and being consistent.
So we've talked a lot about what needs fixing, but what's worked really well for you? What's been your biggest strength thus far?
For me, it's just been the fact that we got a lot of players that can play. It's a good and bad thing. I don't know who's going to do it for us on any given night. You've seen Carvel have some really good nights. Sterling, I thought, had a really good night on Saturday. DeMond's played his best game of the year on Saturday. He got double teamed the first 3 games of the year, so finally saw some one-on-one coverage on Saturday. So I think that's something that's going to be fun over the course of this year, is just who's it going to be. But I think that's a challenge for me as a coach, is I don't know who it's going to be on any given night, but I think our pace is getting better and better. We're playing a little bit faster pace than we saw at the start of the year, and just getting an understanding for what we're doing. I think this early in the year, just it being so new for everyone, what we're trying to do, I think they've caught on pretty quick. Now it's just cleaning some things up as we move forward.
And Coach, last week we talked about, of course, Carvel T-set being, a bright spot for your team, and of course now over this past week we see Sterling, Gaston Chapman kind of starting to really emerge as being a big point for your offense. Is that more of just the fact of y'all scheming to get him the ball, or is that him being efficient with his opportunities?
I think in what we're doing this year, it can be anyone, like I said, on any given night. Sterling's starting to really get comfortable at finding his spots within our offense, and I think that's helping a lot. He's a big guard for our level, and so he's finding himself with some mismatches and finally starting to figure out how to utilize those mismatches as well. I think it's not shocking. Carvel was shooting 70% from 3 going into this past weekend, and so I think UTPB did a great job at taking him away, and that led to Sterling being able to find some more opportunities as well. For us, it's just we got to do a good job of finding guys when they're open. I did think Carvel was open quite a bit on Saturday. We just missed him, and we got to do a better job as a team of finding him because he's not going to get a lot of looks right now. And so when he is open, it's recognizing he's there to give him that chance to do that, because if he gets going, then it helps our interior guys. Same thing with Caden Evans. Dillahuse has not shot it well up to this point, but he is a capable 3-point shooter for us. But same thing with him, it's just taking the right shots. And I think with everyone right now, it's understanding what shots are good for them and understanding this is an equal opportunity. A shot that Carvel T-set may take may not be the shot that's for everyone else on this team, and it's still grasping an understanding of that.
And then, of course, on Saturday, welcoming in Southern Arkansas, a familiar face coming back to the Janelle Center Stevens Arena. Are you planning on, you're scheming for this week? Is it more of just like you're trying to change things up a little bit due to the familiarity coming in from your opponent?
No, and I know what you're getting at. We're welcoming back Mark Rutledge, and Mark was with us for 2 years, and man, did a tremendous job for this program. And I can't tell you guys how excited I am to see him do his job at a high level now as a head coach. That's what we want for our assistants, is for them to advance and get the opportunity to be a head coach. I've been a head coach 9, this is my 10th year, and I've already got 2 assistants that are Division II head coaches. And it's so fun for me to get to see them win, and then not only that, but get to talk to them now and exchange ideas and thoughts and be able to help them and them still help us. So this week's a little hard as far as, game planning for a friend, but it still doesn't change the fact that we're working on us first. Angelo State's got to fix Angelo State before we can worry about the opponent coming up. Southern Ark's coming off of a huge win over Rogers State. We'll have a scheme in place. We'll have a plan in place ready to compete on Saturday. But I know this early portion of the week, man, we're trying to fix us. And that's going to be my point of emphasis this week, is fixing us first.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank y'all.